Shuttle has taken critical damage. Communications offline. Engines not found. Multiple G-Corp drones detected nearby.
Wait. Engines not found? Alright. First of all, stop with the emergency system there. I just had those engines upgraded. What the? Where are my lights? Where's my ship? I don't know how, but this is Andrew's fault. Alright, let's read back the log. Registering friendly fire. Definitely Andrew's fault. Alright. Welcome to a new Let's Play. This one is going to be on a special map for, said Star Citizen, for space engineers. And this map is all about you are not omnipotent, good luck surviving. This is Escape from Mars. The idea is that, well, in my case, we're a scientist, so let me grab my warrant scientist. No, God. Did that hurt? Oh, that didn't hurt me, actually. Good. So, we are not a miner, we are not an engineer. We know a thing or two about AI, and that's us. Survive. And we are tasked with escaping Mars. So that is what we is going to do. Let me in. There we go. Now, I do not have the inventory set to 10 times because, well, it's a survival match. The idea is to be able to do this with constraints placed on you. So I have opted to leave the inventory size constraint in place, because that makes it feel more interesting to me. If you can do this without being able to literally carry the entire world on your back, that's that's cred. Get rid of the burning steel. I better take these back. All right. For that matter, let's remember which button is which. Alright, so we crashed on a ship. That much is obvious. Now, did I finish emptying this one now? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, I'm not playing this entirely the stock way that you're meant to. You're meant to play this with just their own mod and then Space Engineers. And I do have a couple of other mods thrown in. So I have, for instance, animated interaction. So when I hold something, I hold something. And I've got a couple of building mods installed. And I'm realizing that my inventory is basically full. And I do have Engineer's Defense Kit installed for a bit more weapon variety, but on the whole, I've left things stock.
Shuttle do not contain construction blueprints for atmospheric or hydrogen-based propulsion. Recommend investigating G-Corp computer storage.
So that's one of the big things of this, is that you can't build everything. A lot of the patterns are locked out. And it's basically gives you a task to do. You have to go here and raid this base if you want to build anything, because I can't build like anything right now. It's no joke. I can build a med bay, thank you. I'm not sure why I can build a med bay, but I can. I can build basic land vehicles, but I can't build any air vehicles. More importantly, I can't build an oxygen generator, so I can't actually move this one right now. Now, going back up there. Luckily, that does happen to be one of the first things I know how to unlock. It's actually the second, I do believe. We can build an assembler as well. So, mining is actually more or less completely disabled. I shouldn't say that. We can mine for ice. That's how we're going to keep breathing. We're on Mars. But we can't mine for other resources. Okay, let me step back from that. We can technically go mining if we so desire, but the refinery is one of the locked blueprints. We can't build a refinery, and no refineries exist. That very much makes this the idea of you have to scavenge to survive, which makes it really interesting. Okay, what do I need to here now? Take some of those, those. Did I grab motors? I grabbed motors, computers, yep. That should be enough. So there's a bunch of cargo out here, but in order to access it, we have to repair the cargo boxes. Which I thought was a really cool touch. They will drop their contents if you just break them and there's stuff in them. Problem is they're all sunk partially into the terrain, which means they drop it through the world. Just kind of an interesting concept, if you ask me. Alright, that one I don't think I have the parts for, and besides, the only way into this one is from the other side, which is currently buried. And cannot make a drill, but that's okay, I know where to find one actually. So, our first goal, other than cleaning up the yard here, is going to be finding a better source of oxygen.
Our lab facility has full control of the Martian surface. All of the initial colonists were removed following their acquisition of exclusive mining rights. G-Corp is blocking all signals from the planet except their own.
So that's the thing. So G-Corp is ultimately the enemy, and all of the ground-based resources, as far as I know, are all automated. I need metal grids to get into that. This is probably... Alright, it's a cool story. We're gonna start by putting that out there. It is likely in reference to the fact that there aren't really AI people in the game. There's only, the computers and whatnot. But it still makes for a cool engaging story. We are literally the only surviving person on Mars, and there's a lot of machinery out here, which may be automated, may be remote controlled. I need to get that ice back. Because that ice is going to go in here and keep me alive. I haven't actually used any of either of my bottles yet, so we'll fill her up. There we go. Alright, now I can get some of the random debris. So one of the first things... Oh, there's another cargo I missed. The first waypoint that we're going to be given, actually really shortly, is going to be for an ice mine, which is convenient. Otherwise, we'll probably have to travel a fair distance to the ice that's on Mars, largely located at the North and South Pole. Actually, now that I'm thinking about some stuff I read, that may not be accurate to call it a pole. It's the ice caps, but I believe, if I remember correctly, Mars does not have a magnetic... I could be completely off base, but I don't think Mars has a magnetic north and south. Let's be honest, I'm probably completely off base, because I have being completely off base about such things. And there are are some patches of ice around here, but like I said, we don't have a drill. And obtaining one right now is kind of pointless. I probably could break down extra tools and make a drill. But, like I said, Mabel our AI is going to give us coordinates probably shortly to the location of the ice mine, which will have us there. I may be on like my 6th time starting this because of recording issues. But I will tell you, I got as far as clearing the ice mine and clearing the next base, which I'm not away yet. And that's as far as I got again before I decided, you know what, I should record this. And I did, and here I am. And here I am, really wishing I could make a motorcycle, but I made one on my last recording, and I don't think Derp even adequately describes what happened to me. It was bad. 15 of those. And we're gonna go with the actually, this stuff can stay in there for now. I don't need it for building, and building's really gonna be my next task. Okay, so do I have most of the scrap? It looks like I do. Alright. We're looking good for that. Let's go ahead and refill ourselves. We'll get a little transport vehicle going. Alright, for the purposes of building, I'll take 100 steel plates, 100 interior plates, and honestly for the frame, that ought to do me. Alright. There we go. Let's get a relatively flat-ish spot to build this. Little build construction I learned from watching Wasted Space build stuff like this. Alright. Alright, so it shall begin there. And it shall begin with open cockpit, no oxygen. Which we will turn around like that. Now, I learned enough of doing this from before that we want to be careful about how we do this. It didn't go too well. Alright, we're going to put on a medium cargo this time because small ship, small cargo is completely useless. Alright. I think... Let me see here. All this thing is really needed for is storing cargo and probably for the engine. So if I do a side system like that, then I can put the reactor on the top. Now, did I put... No, I didn't. Okay. Alright, so... I think I'm going to try and go for a trike design this time. That'll be my goal. This is probably largely close to all I need for a very simple transport. Which is really what we're going for here. Let's see, what's large hallway wall? Oh, okay. Didn't realize I had that. Oh.
Scanning for source of oxygen. Located G-Corp controlled ice mine. Uploading coordinates to suit HUD.
Okay. If I'm careful with this thing, I think I might actually be able to get it to drive inside. Interesting that I only have wheel right showing up again. Oh, they're both here, it's just not showing up the cross. That's weird. Wheel suspension 3x3 left. Wheel suspension 3x3 or 5x5 right. Weird. Well, this one at least goes here. And I believe it goes that way. Magnetic wheel for the front. Like that. That's very much how it goes. I want some gyros. Maybe what we'll do is this. So that'll look kind of neat. Let's see here. I'm gonna want some lights. We'll go for the long-range spotlight. Plop down there, except we're gonna face it the correct way. Or maybe I put it towards the back, facing forward, so that the glare isn't getting me. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Come on. There we go. And I'm gonna need a kickstart reactor to get the things running in the first place. Is largely it. Need 4 of those. That'll complete that. The 1 ingot of uranium should be more than plenty to last this thing a while. Where's my ammo? There it is. Let's go 15, and we'll grab the explosives. So as soon as we finish this thing, it's launch up.
You should try to build your vehicles prepared for combat. For especially hostile areas, you could use drones instead of risking your own life.
Alright. Now to start with, weird. Okay. No, we don't. Okay. We want those 3. Friction, probably about 50 some. Power, about the same. Dampening down to 30. Strength, 5. Speed limit, 150 is probably good. Alright. That is block group wheels. Then we have headlights. start by putting on the parking brake. Well, I should be able to. Make it drivable. Well, technically drivable. Oh boy. Person view here. Alright, I'm still having that issue where it's lifting in the front really badly. Alright. So let's take my magnetic wheel. This one will not be a propulsion wheel. I think that alone might really help. It seems to have. Oh god, maybe not. Well, we're as crazy as ever. Oh boy, okay. God, alright. Notice the strength in the front wheels needs to be a lot less. So let me grab my magnetic wheel and change the strength for this one. I'm gonna up the friction on it. Alright. It's hard to. Oh god. Maybe. Okay, I think maybe we need to work on the dampening here. Not entirely sure what that does. My wheeled vehicles still need work, clearly. Yep, I knew that you were gonna try and roll me there. Alright, we're here.
Detecting active computers around the mine. Be cautious of G-Corp security turrets.